Hi everyone, welcome back to the Home of Thoughts. Before we dive into the biggest moments of 2025, I just want to say this. It's been over a year since I started making videos, and in that time, I've learned a lot. What works, what doesn't, and most importantly, what you actually enjoy watching. I haven't uploaded as much lately because of schools and exams, but I'm going to try my best to be more consistent from here on. So get ready because I'm bringing back everything: politics, science, conflicts, sports, viral moments, all the stuff that made 2025 feel like an entire decade packed into 1 year. Wouldn't you agree? Let's go straight to January, one thought at a time. January 2025 kicked off with disaster and drama. Wildfire tore through parts of the Los Angeles area, forcing evacuations and causing huge damage and loss of life. Then, on January 20th, Donald Trump was inaugurated for a second, non consecutive term, instantly shifting the political mood in the US and abroad. DeepSeek's R1 model also surged in visibility in January with rapid adoption and heavy online discussion. And in Asia, Thailand made history as the first Southeast Asian country to legalize same sex marriage, a major milestone for LGBTQ rights in the region. February 2025 mixed pop culture with power moves. Beyonce finally won Album of the Year at the Grammys, adding another chapter to a record breaking career. Meanwhile, US tariffs on Chinese goods escalated trade tension and raised fresh worries about prices and supply chains. If you want to know more about tariffs and their effects, just check out my video. The link's in the description below. And in sports, the Super Bowl wasn't close. The Philadelphia Eagles beat the Kansas City Chiefs 40-22, shocking a lot of fans who expected a tight game. March 2025 was a roller coaster. At the Oscars, Anora dominated the night and became the film suddenly everyone wanted to talk about. In space, private US company Firefly's Blue Ghost lander successfully landed on the moon, another big step in the new era of private lunar missions. Canada also saw a leadership shift as Mark Carney was sworn in as Prime Minister, and the month ended in tragedy. A deadly 7.7 earthquake struck Myanmar, killing thousands and leaving widespread destruction. April was intense. Pope Francis died on April 21st, and tributes poured in from around the world. In the US, a new wave of tariffs reignited debates about trade, costs, and retaliation from other countries. In Kashmir, India, the April 22nd attack near Pahalgam by a Pakistani terrorist group became a major flashpoint and raised fears of escalation. And on April 28th, a massive blackout hit Spain and Portugal, disrupting daily life and highlighting how fragile modern infrastructure can be. May felt like geopolitics on fast forward. Germany got a new chancellor as Friedrich Merz took office, with Europe watching closely for what changes might come next. India and Pakistan saw a sharp escalation after the April attack, followed by a military strike known as Operation Sindoor by India, and then a ceasefire in May, bringing a tense, fragile pause. And in a historic moment for the Catholic Church, Cardinal Robert Francis Prevost was elected Pope Leo XIV, the first American pope. In India, Air India Flight 171 crashed shortly after takeoff from Ahmedabad, triggering an urgent rescue response and days of questions as investigators began piecing together what went so early in the flight wrong. Reports say there was only one survivor, which made the story even more shocking and widely felt. Meanwhile, in the US and echoed in other places, large No Kings protests erupted, with crowds rallying over concerns about democracy, power, and accountability. The size and intensity of the demonstrations showed just how charged the political atmosphere had become. Then global tensions surged during the Israel-Iran conflict when the US struck Iranian nuclear sites, raising fears of a wider regional war. before a ceasefire was announced days later, bringing a fragile pause. And in the middle of all that, scientists delivered a wow moment. The Vera C. Rubin Observatory released its first images, giving the world a stunning new view of the universe and signaling a new era in sky surveys and discovery. July really did feel like 4 different years in 1 month. Policy shockwaves, pop culture frenzy, big science, and a devastating weather disaster. In the US aid was shuttered, setting off a fierce debate about what it means for humanitarian aid, development programs, and America's influence overseas. Supporters framed it as a shift in priorities, while critics warned it could leave gaps in crisis response around the world. Then the mood flipped completely as BTS, the famous K-pop boy band, reunited after military service, triggering a global fan meltdown. Social media flooded with reunion clips, reactions, and their back headlines that dominated pop culture. July also delivered a major science milestone. NASA and ISRO launched NISAR, a high-powered Earth-observing satellite built to track changes in land and ice with extreme precision, useful for understanding earthquakes, glaciers, sea level rise, and long-term climate impacts. And the month ended with a brutal reminder of how fast nature can overwhelm us. In Texas, extreme rainfall triggered deadly flash floods, sweeping through communities with little warning and leaving a devastating toll. August was the month where AI, politics, and celebrity all collided. OpenAI introduced GPT-5, pushing the AI race into a new chapter and instantly reigniting debates about what these systems can do now, plus the big question about safety, misinformation, jobs, and how fast society can adapt. In US politics, controversy flared when National Guard troops were ordered to Washington, D.C., sparking arguments over whether it was a necessary security move or a worrying symbol of how tense the political climate had become. And then pop culture completely took over. Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce announced their engagement, and it dominated timelines worldwide. Headlines, memes, fan reactions, and non-stop coverage that basically made it the defining celebrity moment of the month. September was a month of unrest and shock. Nepal saw huge student-led protests after a sweeping social media ban, triggering a political crisis. In the US, conservative activist Charlie Kirk was assassinated at a campus event, another grim entry in a year marked by political violence. And football? It celebrated its finest. Ousmane Dembele won the Ballon d'Or, while Atina Bonmati took it again for the women. October brought major turning points. A ceasefire went into effect in the Israel-Hamas war, an uneasy pause after years of devastation. In the UK, Sarah Mullally was appointed the first female Archbishop of Canterbury. Japan also made history, with Sanai Taikachi becoming its first female prime minister. And in Paris, a lightning-fast Louvre heist stole 9 pieces of historic jewellery, fueling headlines and memes alike. November was packed with what? Moments. India won its first Women's Cricket World Cup, beating South Africa by 52 runs. New York City elected Zohran Mamdani as mayor, surprising many with a campaign centered on affordability. A powerful typhoon swept through the Philippines and later Vietnam and Thailand, killing hundreds. In the US, the last penny was minted, ending a chapter that began in 1793. And Tesla shareholders approved a massive compensation package for Elon Musk, reigniting the debate over corporate pay. December's ended this year with a mix of celebration, big policy shifts, and heartbreak. Inter Miami, led by Lionel Messi, won the MLS Cup, capping off a headline-making season. Australia's under-16 social media ban also came into effect, one of the boldest youth online safety moves anywhere, but it's faced a lot of criticism. And in South Asia, a major political moment unfolded as Tariq Rahman, the son of former Bangladeshi Prime Minister Khaleda Zia, returned to Bangladesh on December 25th after nearly 17 years in exile during huge attention ahead on the next election cycle. Then tragedy struck. A shooting at a Hanukkah celebration at Sydney's Bondi Beach shocked the country and dominated Australian headlines. And finally, the world marked the 250th anniversary of Jane Austen's birth, a reminder that even in chaotic years, culture endures. And just to be clear, these are some of the biggest moments that, in my view, shaped the year and mattered to us. But of course, 2025 was packed with countless other stories too. Smaller headlines that didn't make this list, but still influenced society in ways. From new controls and rules affecting everyday life, to rapid AI inventions, to political meetings and behind-the-scenes decisions that shape what happened next. And that was 2025, 1 month at a time. A year of huge wins, brutal losses, shocking headlines, and moments that honestly felt unreal when they happened. This year wasn't the best. Maybe you feel the same, but I'm not carrying the energy into the new year. Let's treat 2026 like a fresh start. New habits, better decisions, and more wins, big or small. We're going to move smarter, stay consistent, and make 2026 our comeback year. Together. Now, I want to hear from you. What was your single biggest, I can't believe that happened moment of 2025? Drop it in the comments, one moment only, and I'll pin the most surprising answers. Hit like if you want more good content like this, subscribe so you don't miss the next video, and turn on notifications if you want the biggest stories covered as soon as they happened. Because let's be real, 2026's first headline is probably loading already. Bye for now, and Happy New Year!